This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make it change today. And all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
Hey, we're just going today. We're behind, and we're just rapping about this and that here before. We probably should have been rolling it before, as Josh and I were just discussing different things going on. Good to have you guys back. Remember, get in there, train hard. No matter where you're at, your martial arts, your fitness instructor just wants to see you back. So many people will say, oh, I'm rusty. I haven't been there. They're going to be mad. Just get in and get back training. The reward is just so worth it. Just the health and longevity, never mind being safer if you're doing a martial art. And it's just great for your head. I know I am much more prone to depression if I'm not training. I don't do well mentally. I need it just to feel good. So many people just don't know how bad they feel. Get in there, get after it. We're talking about kids. Are you mute today? You
didn't bring me in yet, and I was waiting.
I don't know how to officially.
It's called a monologue, dude. You get a monologue, and then we. Training, John.
I still need to train more. We're going to do podcasts every day.
Oh, God, no.
We're going to do podcasts every day.
Everyone thinks podcasting's easy till you do it. Like, it's hard just trying to think of things to talk about.
Things to talk about and what you're going to do. The podcast. What am I going to talk about?
Yeah, you make it sound like it's a chore, and I'm just like, I love this. No, it's not. This is great.
It's fun once it's going, but you're like, is it worth it? Like everything
Yes,
else.
I need employment.
I go do burpees. I know that was worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think down the road, when you're long and retired and your kids are listening to it, you'll come back and listen to these, and it'll be a nice little record that everybody has.
Kids class yesterday, we kind of, failure. You're not doing well in a technique, and especially when you're kind of free grappling.
Yeah.
And somebody's better than you, it can be discouraging.
Yeah.
And even from our adults, you just got to keep after it. After it.
Yeah.
Right, we're rolling with our buddy Eric today,
which is a blast.
And what did he say? He worked on baseball bat choke for 3 years.
3 years. He's like, I was just working
on it. And that's why I say, get good at a move.
Yeah.
And work it.
Yeah.
And some people get here and there. They're all over the place. And, you know what they say of a jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Get good at a move. Just practice it. Who cares if you fail at it? Get good at it. It's got a good concept.
In 5 minutes, I was learning how to use my weight differently. Like, when somebody's better than you, they're teaching you something, right? If they're a really good partner,
it's good to fail.
It is, because you learn a lot. And just seeing, new positions, leave my weight, where to put the knee, how to work things was worth its weight in gold. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's tough. We were talking about the book Bill recommended, Thinking in Bets. I'm a former poker player / psychologist. I think she had said she found poker when she was avoiding her dissertation. I think.
Wow.
She was started playing poker, and a lot of people will blame it on luck. There's a famous quote in there from some famous gambler. I'd win every time if it wasn't for luck. Luck, and percentages and doing different things. I mean, it might have been the right call for you to go to your gun. Like the scenario we're talking about, that you are in a struggle on the ground, technically in the guard of the attacker.
Yeah.
Right? You get somebody on their back, but they have a knife, and you're monitoring that. You're trying to control that and wanting to go to your gun because you feel you're justified. And how many times do you succeed at that and shoot them away? You're justified. They had a knife in their hand. And how many times do they grab your gun? Or as you're grabbing your gun, lose a little bit of weight and pressure on that control of the knife, and you're getting cut. Where did you get cut? You're cut, they're shot.
Yeah.
And it's not a great great, but what's the percentage?
Yeah, it's a gamble, though. I mean, you know, as soon as the knife comes out,
it's trying to play with it.
Right.
We know that our instructor, Todd Fossey from Integrative Defense Strategies, he's, here at Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness, we call it Citizen Defender. That's our program. That's kind of his brand. And looking at other IDF schools, they were calling it different things, whatever. And it's that whole thing of brand recognition. So we're really just trying to, key on something here.
Sure.
I've branded CrossFit, and hey, CrossFit changed from super functional to competitive. But we know Todd doesn't like carrying a backup blade because of the problem of now you have two things to retain. Absolutely, it is so hard. But I've been playing around because I've carried a knife for years and years of what is the success of me having that backup blade? How many times is it successful? And how many times do I lose or lose one of the weapons? Whatever, does that cause an additional problem? I kind of have feeling in what I'm doing, it's, a 60, 40, 70, 30 that knife helps me out. But now, even 20%, you're like 20% of the time you die. You're like, how many people want to play that game?
Yeah. It's bailed you out a couple times. I can barely work on the one, right? I'm just trying to work on the gun. I stopped carrying a knife altogether because I'm afraid of knives. I really am. They're super sharp. But I've seen it bail you out more than it hasn't, right? There are times where it's like, man, that was a poop sandwich, and everybody loses one. But I say more often than not, it's bailed you out. In a lot of those roles,
it's bailed you out.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah.
You've got to compile data. You got to play with it and see.
And that's the key. Is you got to play with it.
So many people give up on a guillotine choke. Whatever it is. I can't land a round kick. How many have you thrown?
Yeah.
You just got to do it and do it. And a year is a drop in the bucket of training.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
It is just a drop in the bucket. I feel, God, sad to say, I used to be super excited when I was 19 to be one of the guys with this many years of training. But, I started training when I was 19. I'm going to be 52 in a couple days.
Wow.
And
what day is your birthday, John?
I'm not telling you. I don't like...
No, we're singing him happy birthday. I'm singing you a happy birthday. And you will chase me and you'll try to punch me. You will. And it'll be totally worth it.
Only if we film it for content.
Deal.
I don't like making a big deal out of my birthday. We were going to do we have a Cinco de Mayo party coming up here at RMSDF.
It'll be fun.
.com. I'm working on my radio voice.
Hey, he's working on it. That's good.
We've got that. We were going to do that. And I even said it, just how hard is it? Hey, we're going to be doing a promotion for our conditional. It's kind of gotten away from us this year, and we had some stuff just come up, and I've been behind with staffing and that type of stuff. So I was going to do the black belt presentation under it's John's birthday, and I really didn't want to do it because I don't like it.
We'll bring you in
I like to do a hard workout. I like to go to dinner with my wife, do like something with the kids.
Stay quiet and low key and go home.
Or you were talking, I forgot from Sunday. Today's Thursday. We're recording this on Thursday. It comes out on
Thursday.
YouTube's usually a little bit delayed because somebody forgot to upload it to Kapwing, or somebody frail to upload it to YouTube once somebody did part of their job. Yeah, it's one of the two of us, but it gets onto YouTube.
Okay.
If you're not a YouTube subscriber, please help us out because I really think we're being shadow banned. But my favorite place to go for my birthday last couple of years has been the Sauce on the Blue up in Silverthorne.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
restaurant. What do you order?
Fat Tony's. I think it's Fat Tony. I think it's called Fat Tony.
That sounds like it.
It's just meatballs.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
it's so Italian good. Joint.
It is more Italian. It's good. I guess
Steak.
I think you can get what else do I get there? I mean, they have some really good pizza. I usually don't get the pizza. I usually get Fat Tony's. Maybe I get I get that as an appetizer.
What, a pizza? I could see you
No,
away a
the
whole
fat
pizza.
Tonys. Oh yeah, I can eat a whole pizza.
Sure you can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're an Italian food guy then? I mean, is that kind
Yeah,
of one
I
of
mean,
your
I like
jams?
meatballs.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me to eat spaghetti. I had some over COVID, some sort of something that was. I didn't feel good. I mean, unless it's non-enriched flour.
Sure.
But it's still bogging you down. It's still not the best.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't have the gluten and have the folic acid in it.
Sure.
But so I usually don't. I mean, pizza. Then I'm like, oh, I like pizza more. So
Right. If
than-
I'm gonna
than
spin
pasta.
that, right?
I mean, I used to live off of pasta, rotini,
Yeah.
and fake Kraft Parmesan cheese.
Oh, I can't believe. Yeah.
That's
that
like
tastes
when I was moved out on my own. God, I think I had rotini every single day.
good. It's easy to make,
Yeah, it's easy,
right? It's
but
called
man,
bachelor
you
chef.
eliminate that from your diet, and weight
Yeah.
just comes off without trying.
Yeah, I mean, carbs do make a
So-
big difference. But cool, man. So, but
Yeah.
what day is your birthday? I don't know. It's February. I mean,
Yeah, February.
February
You
something.
missed it. Jerk.
Is that what it was? Because you said that once last year.
It's
You're like,
April
my
10th.
birthday's in February.
See, I don't like it.
And I was like, but wait a minute.
I don't like it when I'm hurt and people, oh, how you doing? I don't like to talk about my injuries and oh, I'm hurt. Usually, hey, I'm hurt. If we're training, let's
Yeah.
move on. But people, how are you doing? I don't know. I don't like to draw
Still
that much
hurts.
attention. to myself.
Right.
I
April 10th,
don't
okay. Gotta write
I
that
don't
down.
like
Put it in my
parties.
phone. That way it sends a message. We'll send you one of those. Like, how would you do if we sent you like one of those guys that comes in and sings for you, like a happy birthday singing telegram?
Is it? You said dude.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about
not gonna.
girl? I mean, if it's a girl, that's fine.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, if you want to go that route, but then
You
it
have
gets
some
awkward,
dudes
and,
singing.
and Jenny's not going to be happy. But like a
for
singing
you to
telegram,
hear.
would you freak out? And
A singing telegram?
yeah, I don't even know if they do that anymore. They used to be in the cartoons when I was younger, but
I don't think anybody does that.
if you know someone that is singing telegrams, on the market for one on April 10th. Otherwise, I got to do it myself.
Gosh. Yeah.
So okay, well that's cool. We won't make a big deal of it. I mean, I will on your birthday, but I won't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
really
won't.
good. How old are you going to be? 51?
2.
49.
52.
Okay. Congratulations. You broke the half-century mark, so you made it this far.
Yeah.
What's really changed from like 19 to 52? Like in your game, like what has changed? Just pick something like striking or just the patience in the game in your training.
You definitely get a lot better.
Yeah.
You teach things, you just improve.
Yeah.
The whole, I hate to use the word master, but you just get better at it.
Yeah.
You were younger, the mistakes you make in life, but as an instructor, you just continue to evolve and get better and better and see little things. And a lot of times you get more patient with people. I think those are, the best instructors, people that are patient. Get aggravated.
Yeah.
Their students feel it. And they feel, they have enough pressure
Sure.
on themselves. If the coach seems aggravated, annoyed with you, being a patient instructor, I think I've always kind of been patient, but I definitely, you improve, you learn different things, you evolve.
Yeah.
And I'm, even 4 years ago, 3, you continue to evolve by doing different things and being exposed to different things. I try not to overdo it. I'm one to refine, keep training on it. I'm happy to train on. I would have been happy to train on level 1 with Todd for a good year. The only reason I did the other one was all of you. That you guys wanted to do it. You guys were excited to do it. I was like, okay, we'll put it together. We'll do it. We'll go as a group. But for me, I was perfectly content just training that and trying to improve instead of learn another one and another and another. And all of a sudden you get just so far away from stuff. It is so hard. And then something else in your game could slip. It's prioritizing different things. I mean, we've, discussed taking out some of the things out of the Krav Maga curriculum that we feel, doesn't happen a whole lot. How much time are we training on it? Is it not abandoned from the curriculum? But I definitely, with some of the stuff that we're adding from just the clinch fighting from Todd, do we move some of this stuff out? And yeah, maybe it's just a fun day, because it's always fun to do something else and break up some of your other training, but how much time are you really spending on it?
Sure.
But that's the same way. I feel I could have kept training on that level 1 and been perfectly content with it in that time frame. You know, that was one thing I feel like that made me better in Krav. The first 3, my first 3, I think, at least the first 2 were already on the calendar, and they required you to be 6 months apart. And then I think it might have been a year for the 3rd training somewhere. It could have been less. I can't remember. But after that, where they weren't, we had a group in the Northeast that all kind of signed up all at the same time. And so they had these trainings for us. After that, I went longer on every time requirement. That I wasn't in a rush, and I felt like I could just keep training and getting better and improving at it. And sometimes that can hinder you because you never really got better at instructing that and just getting the reps of teaching one thing. And now you got so much in your arsenal. I like to take my time, and I'd like to be, matrix good in a download. Yeah. Where's my thumb drive?
Oh my gosh, that'd be
plugging
great,
in. Neuralink. Hey, we're getting closer than when the Matrix came out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm all for, training. I just love training and doing it. And we can always be better. There's always another move you can learn. But is it making you better?
I don't know.
Yeah. What's the odds,
Sure.
from the betting, I'm going to blank on the book. Thinking in bets.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to bet on learning another move? How much safer is that going to make you?
Sure.
Is it taking away from other parts of your game or improving something that you already have that's a solid move?
Sure.
So
it
might be, hey, I'm really good at this move from guard. Well, I could learn another one, but if I just continue to work that one move, let's just, call it Uma Palata, am I going to improve people escaping that and dealing with different people and different sizes and different what ifs and just getting better and better and better at it? So, I did that years ago with guillotine choke. I just work guillotine.
Yeah.
And you get better at it. Yeah. So
you kept practicing more. It seems like you've matured through your career then when it comes to trying to figure
definitely not the same coach I was.
Yeah.
Sometimes
did you have a high
I'm the same
intensity?
coach. What's that?
What was the energy intensity? Was 19-year-old John coming at folks pretty hard? Because you're new then, right? You're
I was just a student there. Yeah. My instructor called me the wild and crazy one. So it's like any other white belt. You're going too hard. Yeah. All I knew, and it kind of opened some of those guys' eyes. Trying to get some red and some black belts. I'm here, this white belt 19-year-old, and they're probably, like at most martial arts schools in suburbia, it was from 30 to 50s,
Sure.
We're kind of the general population, and now they've got this kid that all I knew was to go forward. If you kicked me, I went forward. It's like somebody blocking you. Go forward, get the quarterback, get the running back, right? That's all I knew. And I remember one of the guys saying to me, "Man, you just keep coming forward. I'm kicking you, and you continue to come forward and get closer and closer." And now that's messing up that Taekwondo guy because this football kid is just trying to get into him and I'm going to tackle you.
Yeah.
And it messes up his game versus everybody else I kicked moved away and tried to stay away from my kicks and tried to stay away. And they knew now I'm going to work an advancing kick or whatever. I just came forward. That was my move. You kicked me? Fine. I'm coming forward again.
Yeah.
And I'm coming forward again. And I'm coming forward again. And eventually, the timing's got to get off.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not getting off the line. They're staying on the X, and you keep coming, and now it's not even a running quarterback. The quarterback's right in front of you. Yeah. They're not even scrambling. So I was definitely, the wild and crazy one and, learning different things.
Sure.
Definitely did a lot of cheap things sometimes. like grabbing your foot, like that's illegal. I'm like, oh, I got caught.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, you're like, I'm like, so?
Well,
like, why are you kicking me up that high?
if we're out there, I'm gonna
kind of grab it. But
Yeah.
definitely did all the white belt stuff. But
Yeah.
you
Right.
mature, right? As you go through life.
Yeah.
I tell my kids that, it seems like every 5 years there's a new awakening. So I'm not the same coach I was when I was 40.
Yeah.
You continue to improve, and I think as far as coaching, I think continuing to fight through. It's not always easy. Of like trying to battle burnout is extremely difficult.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
We talked to my daughter the other day about her restaurant, the restaurant she's working at. The guy deciding to close down. I mean, martial arts schools close down all the time. Fitness locations close down because it's not always fun.
No, I mean, you realize fitness is fun for the people that come in and take it, right? Because their customers.
Yeah, it's fun to coach a class.
It's fun to coach, but when you're the business owner and you're on the business side of it, man, it's a grind. It's like any other business,
like
right?
anything
It's
else.
different, and it's a grind.
Yeah, you're continuing just to try to get people in, and
Yeah.
what's working, and trying to keep people. I think that's the harder part of the job. I mean, not that like what we've been talking about, evolving and learning new techniques and staying relevant. Everything else, that's hard stuff.
Yeah.
But the motivation or the dedication
Yeah.
to continuing to grind it out when you have the other side of things is really tough.
Yeah, it is.
Just little things. You're up in front of people. Like often, you'd be like to my wife, like, I don't want to, I'm about to teach kids. Like, can we not discuss this topic or get into anything? I've got to go and stand up in front of people when your head's not there. I mean, if your head's not there and you're a computer programmer, it's still not there.
Yeah.
But you're in front of a stupid computer. When you're up in front of people and you have to be on, that's definitely more of a challenge, and striving for it, trying to have good classes, have energy. That can be really difficult as a coach.
Sure.
Like, why am I doing it? I'm doing it part-time, whatever it may be, whatever you're full-time, you're doing it because you like it, and it's fun and rewarding to coach people, but it does get to be a grind. Like, we're working with a bunch of beginners again.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the reward of working with them.
Yeah, and that's why you've done really well as a teacher, because you're really good at the teaching part and stuff like that. And you've taught a lot of kids, you've seen a lot of kids grow up in your gym too, right? So they've matured as you've gone through it as well. And that's interesting because you're growing as they're growing, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be a challenge,
It's rewarding, actually, when they're young. So there's a young girl, not my daughter, but Lucy, she was basically, her mom was one of our fitness coaches. So she's basically born in the gym.
Wow.
Her mom was doing more pull-ups than most of the guys pregnant. But so she's been with me since she could get into the little kids class.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it was, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
She was going to quit, take the break. And you're going, oh, she been here a long time, like way, way above average of having your students. So you're sad as the coach, but you're like, what is the odds of kids and getting other interests? And it's sad to see them go, right? But hey, it's life. Maybe you want to play baseball. But she was going to quit. And she then said to her mom, if I quit, I can't get a black belt if I quit this. And it was this little kid recognition of, wait, I said I wanted to get a black belt. So I was like, it kind of breaks you. You're like, oh, that's so awesome. That they're going, wait a second, I'm not going to get this goal that I said I want to get a black belt. I want to be a black belt. And she realized quitting and taking a break, she wouldn't. Last night, and they're young, they're growing up. God, I forget what she was doing. I was like, yes, right? That there's been a over the last 6 months, there's been some tremendous growth of things clicking, so to speak, that she's getting it. Where before, she's a little kid. Parents always expect our kids, and our joke at our house is everybody's got a D1 athlete in their house, and so many coaches playing the business of sports, the business of sport. Of like, your kid's got a future. My kid's a D1 athlete. I think that's a great. Have you ever seen this one? The mom's like, my kid's gonna be a D1 athlete, and I think somebody throws the ball, or he's shooting baskets, and whatever it is, either somebody throwing a ball at him and it hits him in the face, just totally like no athleticism whatsoever, right? And it just, you can't catch the ball, it hits him right in the face. Like, yeah, there's your D1 athlete.
Yeah.
But it's tough. Little kids aren't always on, and it takes them a little bit. But seeing that, so happy for her. Like, yeah, she's getting better and better. And now you're looking closer and closer to that, kid junior black belt.
Yeah.
Because as you guys know, I don't give kids black belts. I think that's the thing for adults in martial arts I think it's false confidence. You can do it. You got a junior, you got a junior black belt. It is not an adult black belt. You're a kid. You can't even vote. Yeah. You can't,
And a difference, because when you hit the adult classes, it's like you almost start over, because everything's new again.
I relate it to, you're in preschool, now you're in kindergarten, ooh, big step, now you're in first grade, right? You're in middle school, you go to high school, whatever the track is, even if you're going to college, totally different. Now you're joining the workforce, or you skipped it, or you're going to learn a trade. It's kind of the same thing, and more kids should go into the trades. We need tradespeople, we need mechanics, and
we do.
Whatever. I won't get into people frowning upon that. Yeah. I was frowned upon it for going into the trades.
Some of the wealthiest people I ever met are tradesmen.
So,
just saying.
It's a good career, and I think people and parents should value that if your kid wants to go into that. So many people, this is the track. It's not always for you. So
it's going to be really satisfying.
Now you're starting over, right? You're at the bottom of the ladder again.
Yeah.
But you have these evolutions. Oh, now you're a manager. Now you're managing the people.
Yeah.
It's all just evolving as you go through.
Yeah. And I think learning sports and team organized anything, combat sports, whatever, teaches you that there's really no such thing as a lone wolf in a workplace, unless you do really work by yourself, right? And you're the one-man show. You've got to get used to the team. You've got to start working with personalities that may be challenging or really easy to work with, right? And it just shows you that early on, you're going to see this the rest of your life, right? And you're going to slap at that reality at some point. So you might as well slap them with reality a little earlier. Get them into the team sport so they can see it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's so much more ready for life down the road.
Yeah.
And I think it's super valuable.
Yeah, it's working with people. I think we talked about it in our podcast recently with the kids. You got to work with other people. And even, in martial arts, we need a training partner to feel and do these things. It's not like you're doing kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
I just have that's too heavy. Yeah. It's too light. Learning a martial art is so hard because now you have to work with different personalities.
Yeah.
So like, hey, dude, chill out.
Right.
Working with that, hey, let's settle it down. And now you have to work with somebody else's ego and what they're thinking they're doing, and navigating those things are always hard to work with somebody that's, we'll just say excited.
Yeah.
Or, they're just amped up. They're overly aggressive. And you're like, dude, you're just going so hard here. It is such a challenge of,
And I'm blown away by the amount of self-control you learn, because anybody who's never done combat sports or any of that, they can be explosive to anger, but they don't, that's all they have, right? It's just this anger. They don't know how to control the body and how to actually try to fight that anger and hold it back, right?
Yeah.
When you get to combat sport, it doesn't matter how angry you get. Like, if that person's more skilled than you, they're going to teach you a lesson.
Yeah,
right?
Emotion is getting in the way. I mean,
even as calm.
Even at the training partner. I mean, I have a private lesson that he loves to just do like the touch sparring and clinch stuff and work in that, and it's fun. but always gets too amped up. And I was like, hey, it's just a touch, give and take. You don't need to land every punch and sneak it in there and accelerate where we're going. We're just going nice, light, and easy. Mm-hmm. I say it all the time. And so you got to just, sometimes it's, usually I go, I might say it once or twice, and 3 strikes you're out. So usually I don't even talk about it. Mm-hmm. In classes, sometimes I bring it in and, hey, the whole group's doing it. But when you're just working with somebody, I asked you twice just to go slow, and you're trying to beat in there, and it's tough. You're a beginner. Mm-hmm. That you just got to relax.
Yeah. Self-control.
I go, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just, okay, you're going to go fast and just accept it. I'm still trying to work my tempo so we don't accelerate it up, that I'm not accelerating, but go, just relax. All right. They're not going to get it today. Maybe tomorrow, probably in a couple years.
But they'll get it.
If they stay.
Yeah.
If somebody has that desire, the discipline to get out of bed when you could just hit snooze.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't even have snooze on your phone.
I don't even have an alarm clock. I just wake up at the same time every day. Did you know that? I can wake up whenever I want to.
I want you to wake up tomorrow at 4:30 and text me.
Okay.
Okay. With no alarm.
Okay.
From Tara's phone.
She's like, what are you doing?
I'm going to take your phone. So you can't magically send an alarm. You get boom, 4:30, or you just staying awake?
It depends on the day. Usually it's 5 a.m., like right on the nose, because that's when she's got to get up. I always beat the alarm. But if I need to get up, it's just kind of weird. I've never set an alarm, even when I was a kid. And there's certain people that can do it. There's some people who can't.
What if you... So I always set an alarm. Usually I'm awake.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm not, or I don't have a digital, I don't want to see anything.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid of not being here to open the gym.
Yeah.
So would it change if you had to be somewhere?
I don't think so, because
you don't think so?
All of my jobs.
Yeah, if you've done it since you were a kid.
It's always just been.
It would be kind of interesting if you had to text me at 4:30.
Yeah.
And you missed it.
Then what the heck?
No. Let's bet. We're thinking in bets. What's the bet? What's the bet?
Steak dinner
I hate
somewhere?
giving up money.
I know. Because that'll be the day tomorrow. I wake up like, crap.
Let's put $1 on it.
Okay.
That you cannot text me at 4:30 a.m. for the next 7 days.
7 days? I was talking about once.
Are you going to take the bet or not, Mr. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Fine. You want 7 days?
I want 14.
This is why the bets get out of control with him. He starts doubling and doubling. This is why John's probably that guy at blackjack table, like, let it ride. Let it ride.
It's 14. It's $1 a day.
$1 a day.
You can make $14, Josh.
Big money.
$14.
At the rate I'm going, I need it all. I'll start texting you at 4:30 in the morning. Then it's just going to start with
7 days.
Why aren't you here earlier then? And then I know where you're going with this.
I'm not.
Yeah, you know.
Because you said you could do it.
I do. Yeah. Every day.
I think there's really good odds that you can do it.
I think so too.
But I think there's 30%.
Then Tara's going to be like,
4:30.
why are you up every day at 4:30 texting somebody? I'm texting John.
We're going to sync our phones. We're going to sync our
Is there
phones.
a button I press for that? Like, sync phones.
We can see, we can watch.
Well, this digressed.
It did.
It did. Suddenly we got a bet on whether I could text you at 4:30 in the morning every day.
Yeah.
And
it's $1. I mean, we could do burpees.
Yeah, I need to do
7 burpees, yeah. We won't talk about it.
All right.
Are you injured?
I don't think so. Not right now.
No, I haven't seen you in my fitness class.
Yeah, I went to a Monday one the other day.
A lot. I'm like, Josh, my buddy's not in my fitness class. I really feel he doesn't like me anymore.
Well, I just I hide in the house a lot. I'm a shut-in. I just sit there in my little cave and start plotting the demise. I'm not demise of anybody, but just sitting there.
Just sitting there.
Tara's like, what are you doing? You're just sitting there.
Oh, I was going to say you're waiting for... I have no life until my wife gets home. I'm going to sit here and wait for her.
No, that's why I got the shop going in the garage, because I got to build things. I like to make things. 3D printing,
Yeah,
woodworking.
I know. I've been wanting a bigger garage, or how can I set up my little one-car garage into a better shop? It's just space.
I just took over half of it, and she wasn't happy, but she knows I got to work on something. Last night I was painting, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I got to do something.
So,
And that's why I'm here, right? I mean, when I first met you, you're like, you need something in your life.
people need to get out of the house.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. Like, I've felt better. My disposition's more bright. Like, I'm not melancholy like I was. If you're melancholy a lot, get out and do something.
Yeah, get out. You got to do something. You're so much better. And you feel better for your kids. You know, taking some time for yourself. So many parents don't take time for themselves. But, hey, you're here in Castle Rock, Colorado. You're looking for a place, small community for fitness, self-defense, and firearms training. Check out Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness. Guys, we'd greatly appreciate it if you're a subscriber on our ClearSky.Training YouTube channel. And we also have our RMSDF. I think it might be under Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness. Either one. You can find us on YouTube. Be a subscriber. That'll really help us out. And we have our shop.rmsdf for Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness gear. And we also have shop.ClearSky.Training for all your Krav Maga self-defense and some suck less gear and a bunch of other stuff there. Always trying to improve that a little bit, but that'll help us keep paying Josh, I guess, essentially is why we're doing this. I guess
Job.
Josh does not want to lose this job.
No. My wife would kill me if I lost this one.
I'm going to fire you for a week and see if she kills you. I'm just teasing, Josh. Because I think, what's the bets that you guys, if she wins, if you guys grapple, I mean, you're destroyer, but it would be.
I don't even know how to approach this one.
It would be super funny if your wife just came in with no training and just humbled you. You're like, you didn't even know.
She's a fighter, though, dude. Like,
you didn't even know. She's actually not at work. She's at some, like, fight gym. She's with Derek's wife doing bare knuckle fighting.
Just a monster.
Up in Denver.
Yeah.
And she just destroyed you. Wouldn't that be so funny?
It'd be hilarious,
awesome.
yeah. It'd be awful for me. I'd never
so funny.
I could never come back.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. We appreciate it. Until next time, we're out. Train more, suck less.